Terrible switch right here. You got to get underneath the screener when you switch. You switch over the top like this. Bad things happen. Okay, I mean, this is horrible defense defending this down screen. First of all, Devin Booker's got to have a little bit more intensity guarding Drew Holiday. Like, how did all of this space just all of a sudden get created? But then DeAndre Ayton's got to get attached to his man, arms out, so Drew Holiday can't curl. So it's just a lot of really bad things happening here. Bad defense by Devin Booker. This is not being in a defensive stance. Look at how his feet are moving. Like, you can't be moving your feet like this. You're like, right now, if you were in a defensive stance, boom, you're ready to fly out here and guard this handoff. But you're not even close to being ready to do that. And by the way, look at you gambling on that handoff as well. What is DeAndre Ayton doing? This is transition defense. You need to be going here. By the way, someone's got to communicate that they're taking Giannis so Devin Booker can go here. But DeAndre Ayton's just getting back to the middle of nowhere, and now it's an open three. Okay, so if Chris Paul's stepping up to take Bobby Portis, he's got to come up now, okay? You got to be battling for real estate, initiating contact with Bobby Portis now, especially if you're Chris Paul and it's a mismatch down low. Like, look at this. I mean, this is just too late. Have to stay attached to your man here, because if he slips this screen, you need to be going right with him. Obviously, when you're guarding like this, unattached from your man, he's going to slip this and be wide open. This just cannot happen. If you're Bismack Biyombo and you're guarding Giannis, your main focus has to be the ball, your only focus. If a screen comes, your teammate will let you know. Look at Biyombo here. Look at him turn his eyes. He's not seeing Giannis. So, of course you get beat. Okay, this is a bad switch. If you're switching the screen, Terrence Ross should be level to Giannis now, because so that when Jay Crowder comes off this, you're ready to guard. You're underneath Giannis. You are not ready to guard. Bismack Biyombo, you can't just backpedal on Giannis. You got to get your feet set. Look at Bismack Biyombo here. His feet are never set. All he's doing is just backpedaling and backpedaling and backpedaling. This Suns player here, watch him just staring at the ball. You have to see what your man is doing as well. Look at him just stare at the ball. So now his man just beat him backdoor, and now the defense is in scramble mode. This player's got to sink in. This player's got to get over because he would have to potentially come here if a pass is made, and it just leaves Joe Ingles. Have to get up on this switch. Stop. Look at DeAndre Ayton. He's got his hand on the screener's back. So your body momentum is taking you this way. You got to be up here right now, level, ready to guard. Like, this is Giannis. Look at this. Are you ready to guard Giannis right now? No. Look at all this space you're giving him. Is Chris Paul bodying up Joe Ingles at the three-point line? Take a half step back and be in a defensive stance. Look at this. You're guarding him like he's in the post. So look at that. He's going to make one little move here, and you're going to be flying backwards. So now that forces a switch that was clearly not intended. And so what does that mean? Well, Giannis is now wide open to get this offensive rebound. Here's the problem right here. If you're DeAndre Ayton, the shot goes up. It doesn't matter. This is Drew Holiday and you think you're going to get the rebound over him. You got to box him out. Find him. Use the lower part of your body and drive him out. Look what happens here. You're not boxing him out. So look what you're going to get this rebound. You haven't moved Drew Holiday anywhere. So now he's able to come from behind and get this steal. If you're Jock Landale here, you got to play up here on Drew Holiday. You can't just backpedal forever. You have backside help here on Brook Lopez's role. So why are you worrying about Brook Lopez right now if you have backside help? Like, you're just giving, this is too easy. Can't do this if you're the Suns player. You got to just guard the ball. You can't be anticipating a screen or feeling out a screen. Look at this player feeling out a screen. He's actually leaning towards the screen. So, of course, you're going to get beat now. Here's the problem right here. Chris Paul's not in a defensive stance. His feet aren't set. That's it. Look at this. Now you got to move your feet upward. So now you're going to try and get a defensive stance. Well, Drew Holiday's already going this way. It's too late. You're beat now. So as soon as this shot goes off, Chris Paul should be getting back. You don't just stare at the shot, get back. But this Suns player is not in our picture, should never be entering our picture. Look at this, shot's already up. So what is this Suns player doing? Why was he not staying back? Cannot backpedal in transition with Giannis. You must be sprinting back. You have to get your feet set, because if you're just backpedaling, you're just going to be backpedaling into Giannis having that. You got to have intensity when you box out. Shots up. If you're DeAndre Ayton, immediately get into Brook Lopez's jersey, use the lower part of your body, and drive him out of here. Look at DeAndre Ayton. Does that look like an intense box out? So that tap pass goes right to Jrue Holiday. If you're Chris Paul, don't gamble on this pass right here. Look at you gamble on this pass. So now Joe Ingles is going to get ahead of you. You need to stay with Joe Ingles here, because look what we want here. Stop. So if you're with Joe Ingles right here, you can get up and force Joe Ingles to have to come here. DeAndre Ayton can drop here. So now look at this player can step up and backside help on Brook Lopez's roll. This player can slide down. If a skip pass is made, this player would rotate here. This player rotates back. But right here, if you let the ball screen be run this way, there's zero backside defenders. Okay, so this is off-ball defense. You always want to rotate to the ball. So this Suns player should be coming up this way. Get your feet set if you're in a defensive stance. Now Brook Lopez comes this way. I can stunt. I'm not moving my feet. Not moving my feet. But I'm going to be able to get that dribble picked up and recover. See, you're not rotating to the ball right now, because Brook Lopez has this gap here that should never be there. Was this supposed to be a switch? Because it certainly appears so, because this player's coming to the ball, so you need to get underneath Giannis. Battle for real estate, initiate contact. Look what happens. You're switching over the top. Like, no. Terrible switch. If you want any hope of guarding Giannis, why are your... Look at this. Why are your hands on the screener? That means your body momentum is taking you towards the screener as Giannis is coming this way. Right now, you should be level to the screener in a defensive stance, ready to guard. You are not. Like, does it look like you're ready to guard Giannis right now? Look at his feet. No. Okay, I mean, this player is doubling. You're never going to be able to get back out here. So when this pass gets made, Cameron Payne's got to come up here. Okay, this player would come here. This player comes here, and this player goes in the corner. All as this first pass gets made. But come on. If Jock Landale's coming to double Giannis, then Ish Wainwright's got to force Giannis into this double team. You can't let him go away from this double team like this. You want to double Giannis here. Cameron Payne's coming to double. Then you have to X out. Cameron Payne is never getting to this initial pass. He has a chance of getting to this secondary option right here. So Landale needs to be over here, because if this pass gets made, you're rotating up and this player's coming here. But, again, please. What is Devin Booker doing here? I can only surmise that he is staring at the ball and not seeing his man. Like, look at Devin Booker here. You're clearly not seeing your man. Again, you want this guard. You want to force him here. The drop coverage is here. So now look when Brook Lopez rolls. He has no place to roll to. There's a backside defender literally everywhere on the weak side of the floor. But, I mean, you're running drop coverage to this part of the floor, and look at this. There's no backside help in this area right here in the paint. Again, it's the same thing. So this time, again, you want to force Joe Ingles here. So this big can drop high, okay? So you're not giving up an open three. Because, again, I have backside, Brook Lopez rolls here. I have backside help here. If a skip pass is made all the way here, this player rotates here, you rotate down. But here, look at this. DeAndre Ayton can't really drop that high because, again, there's no backside help here for Brook Lopez. Just laziness on Chris Paul's part. You can't gamble as you're going over the screen. Just get over the screen so you can guard the ball. Look at Chris Paul. He takes himself out of the play. Look at that gamble. You just took yourself out of the play.